So we mentioned at the top of the show, this is New Year's. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. If you're the day after the episode comes out. So for New Year's, we decided to look back at the best and worst moments of 2020. I think the worst moments is probably a bunch of them.
Those were pretty easy to pick.
Those are pretty easy. We decided to narrow it down to one worst, one
keep it
best.
light.
Keep it light. I'm going to start off. I think this was going to be everyone's worst, but I'm taking it. Kobe Bryant's death, definitely the worst tragic moment of 2020. As we said, we've seen a lot of people pass in 2020, and Kobe was one of the most shocking and gut-wrenching ones because I think for the fact he was so young, and it was just a tragic day, and obviously with his younger daughter too. There was definitely a real low of 2020. So that's my worst of 2020. We'll start with the worst. Let's end on a high note.
Jeez, this is going to
go all worst.
Segment.
Let's go all worst.
Damn.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to go?
I think we should go worst best so you can kind of like pick it up.
I think we go all worst.
I don't care.
I go all worst.
Either way.
Let's go sad. Let's just keep.
Oh man,
let's just double down on
sad.
it.
Double down on it.
All right, then I'm gonna go the passing of Tommy Heisen, man.
That one was tough.
Kobe was tough because, like you said, the suddenness, the tragic circumstances. Tommy's hit for a different reason. I know I can speak for at least the three of us and a good chunk of people listening. We all grew up listening to Tommy. We didn't know Tommy the player. We didn't know Tommy the coach. We knew Tommy as the voice of the Celtics. Every time we toss on a Celtics game, it's Tommy yelling at the refs.
Yeah.
And it was tough seeing that he had passed. We hadn't really heard anything about his health. So it was sudden in a sense that the season ends, quick turnaround, season's about to begin, and then we lose, honestly, Mr. Celtics. And it was a hard loss, and I do miss Tommy on the games.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough one. It wasn't surprising, but it was also a shock because we didn't really hear anything negative about his health. Also, when we're saying old Celtics have passed away on Christmas,
we lost Casey Jones.
RIP to Casey Jones. I know those two are former teammates. They're probably playing ball up there right now. So, but yeah, definitely a tough hit with Tommy being gone. And I mean, we kind of can't say we didn't see it coming over the last few years because obviously Tommy's kind of taken a step back with Scal doing more games, and he hasn't been.
But it still doesn't feel real listening to NBC Boston and only hearing Mike.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. So, all right, let's get to the last depressing one of the worst of 2020.
This just turned into the BRZ in memoriam segment.
Honestly.
Yeah, I know. We should have just done the full memoriam for 2020.
Again, I want to preface that we all chose different ones, and these aren't in any sort of ranking or whatever. So it's not like we're putting them in any sort of order. That's obvious. Just figured I'd state it. Brody Lee is on mine. Super, super recent. Obviously, we're all listing deaths as the worst one. The segment turned out way sadder than I think we intended it to. But R.I.P. Brody Lee.
Keeping their memories alive, man. That's the way I look at it. Celebrating their life.
Alive. That's right. Now let's
get happier.
Let's turn this around. Let's get positive. As I said, I'm a positive person. The positivity sandwich here. Let's turn it around.
Stacking some good stuff on this. Let's go.
Producer John, let's turn it around and just go right back.
I put Rated R superstar Edge's return at the Royal Rumble last January, a couple months before the pandemic. I rewatched the video yesterday.
Early 2020.
One of the craziest pops I've ever heard in my life. Just when his I think it's because his music is so good too.
I watched that live and I popped for that live. Man.
It's so good.
That was an emotional return too.
Yeah, you could see because I was watching the video again. You can see in his eyes, he's how just like happy and just like yeah, it's crazy.
For context, Big Red, he had to retire due to a neck injury 9 years ago.
remember.
He never thought he'd wrestle again, and then he finally got clearance to do it.
Producer John and I think before one of the episodes we were doing back in January, you were hyped up about that. I remember you talking about that, him coming back from that vicious neck injury.
Mhm.
So very cool moment way back. Fans in
Yeah.
the stands, right, Producer John?
Yeah, that was at Minute Maid.
Yeah, January. So it was yeah, crazy how the Royal Rumble's coming up next month again.
Nuts.
I was gonna put Drew McIntyre winning the world title, and Big E just won the Intercontinental title, but I think Edge topped it.
I meant to tell you too, not to touch into reality TV right now, but on the challenge, they have a wrestler on the challenges.
Oh, Leo Rush.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on the challenge this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like
he's pretty. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he's
Off.
cool. Forgot
Yeah.
about him. Cool.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
Look at Big Red go.
We're trying to throw some positivity.
Look at him
out here.
go.
Trying to throw some positivity wrestling facts out there. You know,
Nice.
We always bring it back to wrestling and game shows somehow, and this time we brought
That's right.
it was two at once.
we like to bring all our worlds together. What's the best moment for you, Danny Football?
I'm going to circle back to the Celtics. You know, we lost Tommy, but I'm going to focus on the Celtics playoff run before the Eastern Conference Finals. Sixers sweep was fantastic. Couldn't have been happier to sweep Embiid out of the playoffs again. Close, gritty series with the Raptors. Pulled that out in that game 7. I was flying high, heading into a Heat series that I thought we could win, heading into a NBA Finals matchup that I thought we could win. So, in my book, 2020 was great just because we thought we lost basketball, we got it back, and then the Celtics were able to give us a run. Also, to circle back, I'm wearing the new Celtics jersey in spite of John's tweet saying that they look like trash.
I
They are-
hate them.
Those are terrible. Those are the worst.
Damn.
Those are some of the worst. Those are the worst Celtics jerseys I think I've ever seen. They're like
I think they're clean.
I
Let
think
me-
they're the best.
let me preface this real quick. It looks a whole lot better on Danny Football. I will say that.
Hey,
Yeah, I made up
But-
my tweet.
But those are the most trash uniforms I've ever seen in my life.
see, I didn't like how they looked in like the concepts I was seeing before it got leaked, but I like how they look on the players.
I think they need to get 2 of them. Each player needs to get 2 and throw them both in the trash. I like
Brooklyn's was bad too. I only watched the Brooklyn
Brooklyn's
games.
was- I didn't
Brooklyn's
like-
are bad.
a lot of the secondary uniforms are pretty.
Even the Heat messed up theirs. I like their Vice jerseys, and then they did like that mash of pink and blue.
I love the Miami Vice jerseys.
New ones?
No, the last year ones.
Oh no, the last 2 or 3 years they've had bangers. This year's
Yeah.
is bad.
I hate the Lakers one too. The ones that just came out this year. I forget.
Oh,
what
the blue ones,
yeah, they look trash too.
yeah. There are
I-
a couple.
what-
There are a couple bad ones this year.
Let me just say this: why are teams changing their colors? This is confusing me so much. Like I'll see like a green, like someone
No,
in
that
green.
yeah,
and
that
it's the
happened with
Clippers.
It was it the Lakers? Whoever played the Bucks, they were in Milwaukee and they were wearing blue, and the Bucks were wearing their home whites, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's like someone's wearing like powder blue, and it's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here, fellas? Like, let's like this is getting outrageous. So, trash uniforms. Let me give my positive. Let's keep with the Celtics.
Let's close it out.
Keeping it positive with the Celtics. The Tatum extension. We came
Needed
off.
it.
We
Needed it.
came off a couple terrible
Needed it.
losses in the city of Boston. We lost Mookie Betts. We lost Tom Brady. I guess you could throw Gronk in there, maybe. But we did not lose the future of Boston, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is locked up for the next, 6 years, 10 years, might as well be 20. He's going to retire a Celtic. Extension of Jason Tatum was definitely the best news of sports news of 2020. And that is our best and worst of look back of 2020. Hopefully we have a lot more bests for 2021 going forward. And I'm excited to get into the next year.